What's up?
What's up, guys?
Sportsman. We're back.
Welcome back.
Long break for us. I guess it's been about 6 months or so since you've heard from us. But the football season's back. Tennessee's playing in less than 48 hours, closer to 36 at this point. And we owe it to you guys as the Rocky Top fanfare, the Rocky Top fans, Tennessee Vols fans to get it going and kind of preview and kick off the season. That's what this episode's about. I'm joined here with Josh and Frank the Iceman from Austin, Texas. And we should be joined by a special guest of the pod.
The Michigan man.
You never want to miss the Michigan man, Roman. So before that, we'll kind of start things off with a little bit of the preseason rankings. So the rankings came out about, what was it, Josh, like 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks deep into the preseason AP poll. This is where everybody feels good about themselves. They've been listening to their hype all off season. I know we got Iceman here from Austin. I'm sure there's a lot of buzz going around the Longhorn Nation right now.
Oh yeah,
a lot of national championship aspirations out there in Texas, but we know Texas is they're gonna shit the bed and probably wind up being a top 10 finisher, which is a good year. But I just don't see national championships written in the stars for Texas this year.
I'll tell you guys in like a week. We're going. Andy, Roman, and I are going to a Texas game next weekend.
Oh, nice.
So we'll get to see him just beat the hell out of a nobody school, like 80-0, which will be pretty fun.
Okay.
But I'll get some preview on what he looks like, what Manning looks like out there.
Yep. So obviously we got, Arch Manning kicking it off. Josh's favorite team, number 2. A lot of people also.
On James Franklin. I know we're hopping into season 3 here on Locky Top. And if you've listened to us the last 2 years, obviously my love and affection that I have for one James Franklin and basically fading Penn State every single game. It didn't work out a lot for me last year because they made a pretty deep run, made the playoffs. But yeah, a lot of people are high on Penn State this year. We'll see if James Franklin. I think if James Franklin doesn't have a deep run, or at least get to like the semifinals of the CFP, Penn State's going to start getting pretty restless.
Yeah. So Penn State, obviously the last of the traditional Big Ten teams that are in line to win, I feel like. 2 years ago, we had Michigan. Last year, we had Ohio State. Is it just destiny that Penn State comes in and wins? We'll see that. Play out.
Not to cut you off there, or anything, but do you think this is the run of the Big Ten now? Kind of like the SEC went on like a 20-year run where they won like 17 of 20 national championships.
I actually think that is very much possible. I do not really see an SEC team differentiating themselves like they have in the past. Like we had traditional powerhouses in Georgia and Bama for so many years in a row. I just don't see that those teams are replenished to the level that they were pre-NIL, right? You can't pay guys in McDonald's bags anymore, or it's all in the open if you want to. So
sure,
it's a little bit tough to have that crazy advantage right now. And I think that all 3 of those teams are pretty decent this year: Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. So we should see that kind of play out. I would be interested to see Penn State, can they get it done? I think if he doesn't make the national championship game, his seat is very hot because it's too much of the same kind of season, right? They can go 10-2 with their, blindfolded and underwater. That's what they do. They win 10 games versus easy opponents, and they lose to Michigan or they lose to Ohio State.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely in play. Of these like top 10 teams, one that I'm kind of interested in this year is Clemson. I think they can do it. They have a lot of returning starters. They have probably the best QB left in Klubnik.
Cade Klubnik, man. I'm still out on Cade. Like he's not really shown me much. I mean,
he's still playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. He's been there for a while.
Joe Milton beat him in the Orange Bowl in 2022. You know what I mean? So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So just to finish out the top 10, we got Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame again, Oregon, Bama, LSU, and Miami. Miami's cut off a little bit, but notice that no SEC in the top 4. So as of right now,
Georgia on the outside looking in, huh?
Georgia on the outside looking in. Bama at 8. I don't know why.
I don't either. I was going to ask you that. Like, why is everybody so high on Alabama?
That I don't understand. We've all seen that. We personally saw them choke to Tennessee, right? Last year. Witnessed
I wouldn't even call it choking. I think Tennessee just wore them out, man.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I guess they have is they don't have to deal with Jaden Milroe again.
That's true.
Maybe they would want Jaden Milroe over this new guy, Ty Simpson.
Yes, Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's not it. Interesting fact about Ty Simpson, Josh Heupel, when he was hired, Ty Simpson was, really thinking about coming to Tennessee. I think Jeremy Pruitt almost had Ty Simpson committed to Tennessee, and Ty Simpson and his dad is the head coach at Tennessee Martin, at UT Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And they just turned their nose up to Josh Heupel and was like, ain't no way this guy's going to win or be successful at Tennessee. And here we are. I think Ty Simpson's on the wrong side of that decision down in Alabama.
Yep. Then we got LSU with some people's, kind of Heisman guy, Nussmeier, another guy I'm kind of out on, but he is pretty good.
Hey, while we're on LSU, I've been hearing a lot of hype from that fan base. I work with a guy. His name's Marcus Harvey. Big LSU fan. He went to the LSU Tennessee game with us a couple of years back. I mean, remember?
Yeah.
It didn't work out too well for him.
We got LSU versus Clemson week 1.
I know, big matchup. So I mean that's gonna shake the landscape there just right off the rip there on week 1. So, but I'll tell you, LSU not going to do anything. Brian Kelly, biggest con artist of all time in college football, outside of James Franklin. But and he's a murderer. There's nothing good that's going to happen for LSU this weekend, and it started really today, where we flipped Tristan Keys, the number 1 overall player, number 1 overall wide receiver that was committed to LSU. We flipped him to Tennessee today. So we got the number 1 overall quarterback and Faison Brandon coming in the 2026 class, and Tristan Keys. So we stole one from the Tigers, even though we don't get to play him this year. That was a big time get for Josh Heupel and his crew.
All right. I won't list off 11 to 25, but I will mention that friend of the program, Chase, is going to be happy with that 13, or maybe not. Maybe that was the finishing position last year for South Carolina.
It's kind of
pretty unlucky. It's an unlucky number.
We got Florida. We have some podcast alums from Florida. So
shout out Joe Blackburn and Josh Joseph.
Yep.
Yeah, Florida LIU week 1.
Oh yeah, big one.
Florida winning 80-0 probably.
Big game.
It's like a community college versus Florida week 1.
Yeah.
It's like 88-0 win.
And then to round out, I guess, the SEC teams, we got Oklahoma and Texas, Ole Miss, all above Tennessee, which sits at 24. Josh, too low, too high? What are we thinking with that? 24?
Well, you kind of look at it. It's like 24, Kobe. Yeah, there's some good parallels there. We just celebrated Mamba Day this past week. I think, for the AP Top 25 preseason poll, I don't put a lot of weight into it. I think last year we started off like 20th or something. It was still around that same landing spot. So it's kind of a crapshoot going into week 1. Things don't really start to settle in until week 2 or 3. I mean, we got a big test in week 3 with Georgia coming to town on September 13th. You're not going to get a lot out of what, Tennessee's going to do, I think, against Syracuse. It's a neutral site game. Syracuse They're kind of middle of the road. They could finish anywhere from 7-5 to 5-7. I think it's a double-digit spread, and I think Tennessee covers pretty easily. You got a lot of question marks. Since the last time we had a show, we've changed a lot. Tennessee. I mean, we had Nico Iamaleava transfer to UCLA. We could only take one tragedy at a time. I mean, we had just got our backs blown all the way out by Houston in the Elite Eight game. You had Zakai crying. I mean, I couldn't even come on for that. I mean, I was just too emotional. So we won't rehash all that. Then you got Nico transferring out to UCLA. Some say it was a money deal. Some say it was an offense thing with Josh Heupel, disagreement with the parents. Who cares? He's not here. And then we basically traded quarterbacks. Got Joey Aguilar, coming in from, I don't really say UCLA. I mean, he went to spring practice with UCLA, but essentially he's transferring from App State, where, last year he had a decent season. He threw a lot of interceptions, which is kind of concerning to me. But the year before that, he was lighting it on fire. And what can you say? He wasn't really playing in a group of 4, group of 5 at the time team. Mm-hmm. So what does he really bring to the table? And, if he's able to beat out, George McIntyre and, my man Merklinger, there's got to be some talent there, because McIntyre and Merklinger both are four-star quarterbacks. So,
so
he's
Josh,
got experience. I think
all the key coaching positions are the same, or do we have any changes?
So all key coaching positions are the same except special teams. Coach Elker, I think he left. I think he went back to, I want to say he went back to Nebraska.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I know he's no longer with the team. So, the chili hot guy that was smashing his head and getting bloodied, on kickoffs and stuff like that. Coach Elker's gone. Big recruiter though. Him and Willie Martinez, they were our top recruiters. But I would tell you, the guy that we replaced him with, we're getting kids like Tristan Key to flip from LSU. So pretty happy with that. So not a lot of shakeup there, on the coaching staff. I would tell you, if our offensive numbers continue to be as abysmal as they've been the last 2 years. I mean, you look at the 2021, 2022 seasons with Hendon Hooker as quarterback. We're shattering offensive records at the school, and then we're leading FBS in total offense overall. And then you see it dip there with Joe Milton. I think we were like top 15 offense in 2023, and then you look at us finishing number 24 overall offensive production in FBS last year. So Tennessee really needs to improve. Joey Hasley's got a big year this year. I think if we see kind of the same stuff, especially, when you talk about Joey Aguilar, I mean, this guy's a 5th year. He's coming into a 5th year senior role, right? So he's an experienced guy. You're going to be able to, I think ask a lot of him, honestly, because he's got the experience. So he's got some pieces around him. I think the biggest keys for Tennessee, where the huge turnovers were, was offensive line. We got Hurd coming back, so he's going to be the anchor there. But we've got our 5-star freshman that'll be starting there, I think, at left tackle as well. So offensive line probably going to be, working it out the first couple of weeks, but they got to be ready. September 13th is coming quick, fast, and furious, because Georgia's coming to town. Rest real easy, knowing our defense is going to be pretty elite. I think Tennessee's easily got a top 5 defense coming into this year, and you'll see that play out. I think we had one of those last year as well. So, Tennessee being at 24 in the preseason AP poll, and you kind of compare that to the number 18 mark that the coaches poll has us in week 1. Mm-hmm. So I think we land, I think we're a top 20 team. I think the AP put us a little too low. I think a lot of that, though, when you look at it holistically, it's just a bunch of hearsay and just negativity from the Nico departure, to be honest.
Yeah. So, Frank, I wanted to get into how stacked of a week 1 this is. We have 1 versus 3, Texas, Ohio State. We got Clemson and
LSU.
LSU, and we also got another big matchup, right? We
Miami and Notre Dame.
Miami and Notre Dame. So six of the
versus
top 10
Yeah.
teams are playing each other. Like, I feel like, you're coming to us from Austin. You're going to tell us that Texas is going to win it all, but
Most likely, yeah.
you think after this week things are going to change for you? Like, let's say Ohio State puts a beat down on them. Like, can they recover? What do you think?
I don't think Texas loses a single game the entire season. I think Texas is number one for a reason. They got the best quarterback in college football this year. He's unproven, but he'll get there pretty quick.
I was about to ask you, and you beat me to by saying he's unproven. So
he's unproven, but I think he'll get there very quickly.
I mean, where do you come up with that he's the best quarterback when he's not done anything to prove that he is, other than his last name is Manning?
That's it. I mean, he's unproven, but like at the end of the day, Texas has a solid football team. I mean, I may have a different take in 3 weeks from now, but they're number one because they have the best players in college football on their team. It's not like it's just Manning, but I'm excited to see. The Miami game is exciting to me. I think Notre Dame always blows it really early in the season. Yeah. They end up with like 3 losses somehow. So, I think Miami is going to crush them, honestly. Okay. I think Texas-Ohio State's a pretty tight game, That's like a end of season rematch type game, Yeah. It's like a 3 to 7 point win for one of the teams, I think Texas. And then I think you'll see it like in the Final Four at the end of the year, Texas versus Ohio State, something like that. Because they're both pretty stacked. It's not like either of those teams is losing more than 2 games. So this is their one loss, whatever it is, either way.
Yeah. So I'll just add that, and I'm looking at 11 to 20 here. Which team kind of am I interested to watch? It's our fellow SEC brothers. I'm interested to see what Four Eyes down in South Carolina is doing. Lenoris Sellers,
man,
is he going to be what he was last year? Is he going to be what he was versus LSU when he's either throwing picks or 90-yard touchdowns? Like, what's going to happen? Also, interesting player, DJ Lagway at Florida. Very cool to see what's happening there. And also, I will say, Michigan Man's going to be here in about 5-10 minutes, but very interested to see what this new, rookie phenom is Underwood at Michigan is going to do. Very, very interested there. Also very interested to see why Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss are ranked in front of us. Like, what's going on there? Like,
I'll just address the whole thing, man. To be honest with you, like, we talked about where they land in the AP and the coaches poll, but if you really look at it, let's look at the FPI. Let's look at the analytics. The FBI has us as the 8th best team in the country.
Okay, and honestly, I would not doubt you there. Like, I think that the top 5 is pretty solidified. You could even argue top 7. But why is Alabama there? Why is LSU there? Why is Illinois there?
It's the same reason that Arch Manning is the best quarterback in America. It's name, it's brand. That's all it is. Right.
Yeah.
Now.
I think I think you hit it right on the head there. Beginning of the season doesn't matter. Week 3, you're going to know who the top 10 teams are. You're going to know.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like Coach Spurrier used to say about SEC media days. It's talking season, right? And that's what everybody does right now. It's all talking season until, we have some Thursday night games that's on right now. I think Missouri is destroying whatever piss on nobody that they're playing right now. And I saw as far as SEC games, but yeah, guys, these first couple weeks, it's, the power 4 teams playing, little sisters of the, deaf and blind school.
Yeah, I was looking at some Bama people on TikTok. They were saying Auburn's so bad they got to play on Fridays, and it's they can't even fucking play on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. That's kind of true, right? If you can't even make a fucking game, you can't play at noon on a fucking Saturday. Come on, Auburn.
Yeah, bro. It's not good. I remember Tennessee not too far removed from opening seasons on Thursday nights. And yeah.
We don't got to deal with that.
We ain't got to do that anymore. We're prime time now. Thank you, Josh Heupel.
All right. So let's get into that Syracuse game, Josh. So if you had to name top 3 position groups to watch for this Saturday at noon versus Syracuse in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Dome, what would you say? I'll go ahead and answer for myself. I would say I want to know what Joey Aguilar looks like, so QB. I want to know what the secondary looks like, because last time I watched them, Jeremiah Smith
cooked,
absolutely cooked by Ohio State. And I'm also curious about the O-line, right? Like, are we going to still be like a defensive and run team like we were with Dylan Sampson? Obviously, Dylan Sampson not here anymore. But, like, what's our identity on offense? Are we going to be able to air raid like Hendon Hooker or Nico versus Kent State? Or what's going to happen? So what would your answer be to that question? Top 3 position groups.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's still a lot of unknowns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did have, our all-time leading touchdown scorer last year, Dylan Sampson, departing. Well, I think he broke the Tennessee record for scoring touchdowns, like rushing touchdowns, and then all-time, I think, yards as well for a single season. So going to miss him greatly, but I mean, we picked up some guys in the transfer portal. I mean, we got Star Thomas coming in from Duke, and the guys that we still had kind of as hangovers from last year that, I think that are going to be really good for us. We got a lot of depth there at running back, so I'm not really too concerned with the running back position. Every year Josh Heupel has been our head coach, we have, I think, maybe even if we include year 1, I think Tennessee has led the conference in rushing. Every year he's been there. So shout out to him for that. I'd also say, receivers, we're bringing back a lot of solid, performers from last year. Brazel being probably the top of the list as our number 1 is wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
we're going to be bringing in a lot of younger guys that you've not seen. Mike Edwards, he's going to be special this year. So I think wide receiver, offensively, we've got some talent still out there. And then, it's going to be on Joey to see if he can kind of have a repeat of his year 2 years ago at App State. If he plays like that, I think Tennessee has a real opportunity to do some really good stuff. But defense, man, that defensive front is going to be absolutely nasty. I have no concerns there. I am worried about our secondary a little bit just because, our injury to, our top DB there in the spring. So, Jermod McCoy coming back off that torn ACL. We'll see how that kind of shapes out. But still a lot of depth there in the secondary. They do have to kind of bring it after what happened there in the shoe the last time we saw them. I don't think Syracuse has a whole lot to offer. They've had a huge shakeup. Fran Brown, he's still working to kind of build the chemistry there. At Syracuse, he inherited kind of a nightmare. So he kind of working with a blank slate because he's got 21 new starters coming in this year. So he's kind of emphasizing his connection as, setting a new foundation there. New quarterback, he's got Steve Angeli. That's a kid that transferred to Syracuse from Notre Dame. So he came in the spring trying to quickly learn everything, kind of like Joey did with us. But Joey even got there post-spring, so he didn't have as many reps and sets as Steve Angeli, but not really worried about him. Syracuse defense, their run defense and tackling, they're going to have a really hard time, I think. with Tennessee's ground game. They're going to have to come up with some type of turnovers to really, swing the margin that's probably not going to be there for them. We're looking at a double-digit spread. But, I think Tennessee going to win, but I think Syracuse makes it semi-competitive. They'll have a pretty strong showing, which may potentially energize them. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you're familiar with who Fran Brown is, but he comes from a pedigree of winning. He was the defensive backs coach for Georgia before he got hired as head coach at Syracuse. He was there for those national championship teams there with Kirby Smart. And he was the defensive back coach at Georgia before he got hired at Syracuse. So again, okay. I'd say Syracuse lands anywhere between 5-7, 7-5. Probably, they're right there on the cusp of making a bowl game. But I'll tell you, Tennessee, they cover easy down the stretch. Probably going to be around a 9-3 year for Tennessee. But
okay,
that's kind of where I see it shaking out for the Syracuse preview. But again, it's going to be cool to go to Atlanta. I'm going to be down there with my boys. Got tickets. We're going to go watch them live.
All right, Frank. So just about betting this game, you got Tennessee minus 13.5. It's in a neutral site, right? Over under is 50.5. Anything jumps out at you? Obviously, Josh gave the reason why Tennessee will cover, but anything in terms of betting that you want to highlight for this game?
I was thinking Tennessee first half.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
I think it's probably like 7 or something. It's probably a 10-point, head by 10 at half, something like that, 10 or 14. So Tennessee's just a better team, They're better last year. They're going to be better than Syracuse this year. Syracuse, I remember last year, they started to have like second half comebacks. They would just get smoked at the beginning of the game and then somehow cover the spread at the end or win the game somehow. So I would say first half Tennessee. Over under, I'm not even really sure on that one, to be honest, but I'd probably say under. Just because, first game of the season, if the offense isn't super explosive, and I don't think Syracuse has a very good offense, I just don't see 50 points happening, Yeah,
so if I was going to bet the game, probably I would go under. I had a dream about this game, and the score at the end of the game was 31-10. So that would be
31-10? Yikes.
Yeah, 41 points, well under the 50.5. So, obviously heavy Tennessee bias here. Josh says Tennessee will cover the spread. Frank says first half, and I say under. Maybe you don't want to parlay all these three because one of us is bound to lose. But inside there somewhere, there's a lock. So it's on you to find it as a listener. All right, we're joined by the Michigan man here. Roman, I'll start you off with 3 quick fires to join. Who's your national champion?
Oh, okay. We'll go one by one. Glad to be here, guys. Kick-ass show going on in progress.
Yeah, welcome in, Michigan man. Long time no see.
Yeah, I have my typical Michigan gear, but I have a little Michigan hat. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, national champion, horns up all the way to live the natty.
Okay. All right. And you think that they will also win the SEC? Or you think it's okay.
Yeah, they will win everything.
They're going to win
SEC, FCC, FTC, USC.
Right. It's not happening. It's not happening, guys. I'm telling you. It's not happening.
All right. So for the next part of our show, we're going to go through Tennessee's schedule. And we're going to predict kind of game by game. We're going to go through for at least the key games, who we think is going to win the game, maybe what a potential spread could be. Sorry, we need to do Tennessee football schedule. All right, so we'll start off with Syracuse. I think that's across the board. Tennessee there. Roman, do you think Syracuse can win? I think.
Oh yeah. The answer is no.
The answer
very
is no.
answer today. Dialed in. Straight to the point. Zero chance Syracuse winning anything.
We got East Tennessee State. Josh, is that one of your alma maters?
Go Bucks, baby. ETSU. Go Bucks.
All right. Any chance versus Tennessee or no?
No, absolutely not. ETSU, their FCS team, they're just going to get some money, man. That's it. Going to go cash a check.
Okay. All right. Key game of the season. First one of them, September 13th, at Neyland, Georgia comes to town. Checker Neyland, presented by
Scroll down for me, big dog.
Yeah, what's up?
You're still on Syracuse. Do we have the schedule?
Oh, okay. I think I'm scrolling down.
Okay, I just didn't see it on the screen. But I guess we're at Georgia.
Yeah, we're at Georgia. Okay. So what do we think is going to happen with Georgia?
Until they do it, I don't believe it, man. Tennessee's going to fall to the Dogs. It'd probably be, it's almost like death and taxes at this point, which is hard for me to say because, I've seen many runs where Tennessee rolled off 10 or 12 straight on these guys, but we're just on the wrong end of it right now.
Okay.
And I just don't think this is the year. Georgia's almost like our new Bama.
Yeah. Frank, thoughts on the Georgia game?
I want to see what Georgia does the first week, second week.
Yeah.
Because they're a team sometimes that kind of sucks or they're a powerhouse. So I want to see what they do the first week or two. Georgia could be like ranked 20th in the country by that, by the Tennessee game. Yeah. Tennessee might be like 15th in the country. So you never know. Tennessee could squeak it out.
And they're still breaking in that quarterback, man, that had to come in, old Gunnar Stockton.
That's what I mean.
So
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I think we beat Georgia.
Really?
Yes.
Kind of feels that way this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be 7 to 10 point Tennessee victory. You're going to see Georgia favored by Vegas, Georgia favored by everybody. This is the time to take Georgia. Shittiest QB they've had in a long time. Gunnar Stockton is not good. No real reason to say that Georgia has a huge advantage here, and we do have a huge advantage at home.
So you're saying Tennessee gets it done against Georgia this year?
Yeah, we'll be 3-0 after this game.
Hit the air horns, man. That's the first hot take of the season, man.
Yeah, and that's coming from me, generally pretty negative guy.
Pessimistic Tennessee.
Wait a minute. Texas lifting it wasn't a hot take?
Texas is ranked number 1, dude.
Yeah,
dude, that's by definition
that's frostbite, dude. Come on, man.
Jesus. I agree with Naveen though. Pick an upset right there. Georgia this year. Trash.
Okay. All right. So Roman, I was kind of, I was channeling your natural conspiracy theory side of your brain and, fade everything you hear. So I just went with it.
Definitely. This is, last year was Bama, this year Georgia.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We got UAB next.
Easy
Roman,
win.
Why don't you take that game? What do you think? What's possible?
I mean, wouldn't be surprising for Tennessee to beat Georgia and then lose at UAB. It'd be very typical.
Not losing to UAB, man.
Tennessee fashion disappointment. But it is, think about it. It is a sandwich game, right? Between Miss State and Georgia. So tough spot.
Honestly, I think UAB might be better than Mississippi State. Mississippi State is terrible. I do see something down the line, especially here, that
we owe those bums.
Deathly afraid of. My pessimism is back on when it comes to Arkansas.
We owe those bums, man. We really do.
Yeah.
I got a good friend of mine, Jeremy Lindsay. He's a big Arkansas fan, man. And that's all that guy talked about when we were in school together. Oh man, Tennessee, they blew it against Arkansas, man. We could have been hosted in playoffs had we not blown that game and ran out of bounds. Thank God that guy's gone to UCLA. We don't have to worry about our quarterback running out of bounds. 4 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, running out of the bounds with 4 seconds left in the game. That was very painful to watch.
Yeah, that was like Joe Milton 2.0 against Ole Miss 2021.
Yeah. All right, Frank, you went to this game last year. Bama.
Rush the field. You rushed the field too.
Tennessee, Bama. What do you think? Can we get it done this time in Tuscaloosa?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
If it was at home, I give them a fighting chance. But if Bama's rolling, like let's say they have one loss or they're undefeated at that point, that's a really tough game.
Yeah.
In Bama, it's just too tough to beat them in Bama.
Yeah. Okay. Roman, your thoughts, Bama?
You're muted, Michigan, man.
You're like auto muting yourself.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. Tough to say. This is going to be an interesting game for sure. But I'm expecting Bama drop off sometime within the next couple of years, back to, nothingness. So nobody wants to go play for Bama. Like, let's be realistic here.
That's a very interesting point, dude.
No, it really is. I mean, it's just, I think we have to take this moment in time and see where it is in respect to the tides that have been shifting and turning, right?
Yeah, I like what you did there. Tides shifting.
The tides are turning. They're not rolling anymore. I think look, with pay for play. We basically why is Texas the best team in the country? Like, I mean, and you have to look at this, right? Like, it is going to be these kind of, if you take like New York City, Chicago, right, as like premier, like, first tier cities, right?
Yep.
You got to look at the second tier kind of, cities. Not that means second tier they're bad, but just in relation to the first tiers. And this is where you see places like Knoxville, like Austin, and others that are absolutely a much better place for anybody to go, not University of Alabama. So we're going to see these teams and these programs suffer big time. And a lot of the really cool places, where people actually want to live, where people aren't surrounded by, don't want to be negative. Not saying negative about the Bama populace or equally Ohio State, right? Like, obviously we'll get there, I think, at some point in the show, right? But Ohio State is going to have a massive drop off into the pits of oblivion over the next 2-3 years, because guess what? Nobody wants to go there. Like, nobody. There's nobody that you meet out there in the world that is like went to Ohio State. Like, you just don't meet those people. And so, this is.
Oh, they're still in Ohio, Roman. They never left.
Exactly.
Yeah, they usually can't leave for legal reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly my point, right?
They just stay in the rust. They just stay in the Rust Belt, and they never go anywhere.
And none of these, 5-star recruits, none of these like hot players are going to be going to play for Ohio State, man, where they can get the money, playing for
Texas or Michigan.
I mean, forget Texas. Forget Texas. I mean, any place. Any place is better than Ohio, right? Like, we know why the Gen Zs call Ohio like shit, right? Or whatever, Gen Alpha, right?
I think there's a famous Joakim Noah quote where he says, "I've never heard anybody going on vacation to Ohio."
Even LeBron hates Ohio, right? It's like even LeBron hates Ohio. He did a little bit of stuff for Akron, and then he just out of there, right? Nobody, and this is a reality that I think a lot of the programs. But again, it's hard to know if it's going to happen this year, if it's going to happen next year, but we're going to see it. So I think Frank had a good point. Like, it's going to be interesting to see where they are at that point in the season, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 7-5 type of season out of Alabama this year or next year or the year after that.
Okay. All right. So next game we got is Kentucky. Like, I think we always smash Kentucky, so I'm not too worried about that.
Death and taxes, dude.
I'm kind of concerned about Oklahoma. They should be better than they were last year.
A lot of hype on the Sooners this year, man.
Yeah,
so maybe not be concerned about Oklahoma.
Okay. I would just say similar to how I circled Arkansas.
Yeah,
I'm going to circle Oklahoma this year. That is a game to watch. I mean, so far we've predicted pretty much all Tennessee victories. Maybe
but look, no, but I think we should also look at the schedules, right? And so, for Oklahoma, right? Yeah, they're gonna go through an absolute fucking.
I can pull that up.
Hell, getting into that game, right? Like, they're gonna go play against number one team in the country, national television, right? They're gonna get destroyed. Then they're gonna go play against Gamecocks. Gamecocks gonna be top 10 team in the country for sure.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just so the audience can kind of understand what Roman is saying. Starting October 11th, they play Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Bama. Back to back.
It is going
LSU after that too. Golly.
Yeah, it's going to be a deflating season. I mean, those are all losses essentially right there. I mean, they're
Alabama's going to be out for blood after last year too.
Oh, and they might get it there. There's absolutely no chance that Sooners have any sort of decent season. And their SEC welcome continues. Okay. Into 2025, 26 season for sure. I mean, listen. Are they going to beat Michigan? I penciled that game in.
Okay.
This September 6th. Man, we might. Frankie, what do you think? We go live for that game?
Go up to Michigan?
No. We do a little live halftime show with you, me, Andrew.
Jump in there. Going next week.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, September 6th. So 6:30 Eastern. So 5:30 p.m. game. Be perfect for us.
Who are they playing?
Michigan.
Texas, Michigan?
No. Sooners are playing Michigan.
Oh, Sooners. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they win that game, if that's a question.
Yeah. Right. So think about it, right? So they're starting. Okay, so go 1-0 Illinois. Sorry, we're getting a little foray into Sooners. They lose to Michigan. Okay, beat Temple, Auburn. I mean, I don't know. Probably lost, right? So there you go. 2-2, maybe 3-2.
You think they're losing to Auburn, Roman?
Huh?
Nobody is losing to Auburn.
Nobody's losing to the Right Reverend at Auburn, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Auburn's terrible.
So, well, we'll see, dude. I mean, okay, maybe they're
bad. They're really bad.
Okay.
They don't even have anybody on their team.
Maybe they go 4-2.
And then they lose 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
So I think Roman's onto something there.
Yeah, I could see that.
Getting back to Tennessee, though, New Mexico State.
Listen, Naveen, if Tennessee's playing a non-power 4 school on the fucking SEC network, it's a win. Okay.
Yeah. So I am circling another game. Florida.
Oh God.
when we had a much better team last year than Florida did, they took us to OT
At our place.
At our place.
We should have won in the swamp. We should have won in the swamp out of the last 8 trips down there. We probably should have won at least 6 of the last 8 trips.
Yeah,
we've not won in Gainesville since 2003.
Yeah, so I think this is a for sure loss. I'm not going to bank my fandom on this.
Please
because
don't.
I know it's going to be a loss. Like that might be a blood bank guarantee.
Something just happens every time we go down there, man. I don't know what it is. I've been chasing it for, years. Better part of the last decade, I've been to every Florida game except like one in Gainesville. And it just always leaves me with a bad, bitter pit in my stomach, man. I hate it. And I swore the last 2 times I'm not going back. I'm not going back until it happens. They did move it though. So the Florida game's typically the 3rd Saturday in September, right? And so maybe that's what it took. Moving it to November 22nd there near the end of the season.
It won't be 275 degrees like
there you go. But it might be affected by some late season hurricane. You just never know what's going on with the weather down there. But I don't trust a wind to come out of that to save my life.
And then we finish up with a win versus Vandy. So I'm thinking,
nah, man, they're gonna win the national championship, dude. Diego Pavia called it on Netflix. Okay. Right? Vandy is gonna run Tennessee. They're going to win the national championship. They beat Alabama last year. Their stadium doesn't look like a piece of shit that's been under construction for the last 2 years. They finished the suites there in that very, very small, excuse for an SEC football stadium. But Vandy's got to come to Knoxville this year, man, and he and his coach talked about Tennessee in a very disparaging way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the Netflix documentary.
What is it called?
I think it's Football in the SEC or something like that.
Yeah, there's like basically it's a F1, the same F1 series concept, but for SEC QBs.
And they give way, way too much love and attention to Vanderbilt. It's like, why in the hell are you filming?
Must be produced by some Vandy alum or something. Like that's the only way.
It's gotta be, dude. Yeah. Like Diego Pavia got way too much fucking screen time in that show, dude.
All right. So Frank, closing out the record conversation, I think we're looking at 8-4 or 9-3 here. Cusp of playoffs, but potential for some SEC kind of championship talks. Like you talked about it earlier, Texas doesn't lose a game. Who does Texas play in the SEC championship then? Who's the second best team in the SEC?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Maybe it's gonna be Texas, Georgia, man.
Texas, I don't know.
No, I doubt it.
I think it's going to be something.
You think it's going to be Texas and Tennessee?
I think it's going to be Texas, like LSU or something, like something crazy.
Bro, come on.
Yeah,
somebody we haven't talked about yet, probably. It's a team we haven't mentioned yet.
Y'all stay glazing those freaking LSU Tigers every year, man. Y'all just glaze them and Brian Kelly like every single season, and he does what he does every year, and that's choke.
So Roman, like, if you had to, you weren't here for the discussion of the AP top 20.
Oh, my bad. South Carolina.
South Carolina?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, let's give Gamecocks.
Gosh.
Hold on a second.
They're not bad.
Gamecocks a little bit of like love too.
They got some guys there that are coming back. They got experience.
I mean, they got big boy.
They're gonna get wrecked by Texas, but they still might be there.
Come on, guys.
What is the hardest game on the Gamecock schedule?
Let's take a look.
Well,
actually,
they play Clemson, they play Alabama.
I mean, I'm just looking like I don't see Alabama there, right? Like who wins the SEC?
No.
It's not Alabama. It's not Florida.
They're not even going to win the Beamer
Florida.
Bowl this
Why
weekend.
not
It's
Florida?
not Georgia. It's not Arkansas.
Florida,
it's not Auburn.
So they
Florida's
have
good,
tough
right?
games against LSU.
It's LSU or South Carolina, maybe
Bama.
Tennessee, right?
We don't play them.
It's
Clemson.
Florida. It could be Florida.
Could be Florida. Could be
Florida.
a variety of teams.
Could
My
be
point.
LSU.
My point
There's a lot.
generally is
Yeah, there's a lot
that
of second best teams.
it's wide open.
It's wide.
Yeah.
Like it is wide open. Like it, even if Texas loses to Ohio State, and then loses another game in their schedule, it's not so fucking sweet either. Let's look at the Texas schedule here.
It is a cakewalk.
Dude, Texas, yeah, they were given a cakewalk.
Okay,
Yeah.
they got Florida, they got OU, they got
And the toughest game all year is Ohio State. It's the first
they
game.
got Georgia.
That's not the toughest game all year. That's the easiest game all year.
Oh,
That
so
is the easiest game all year.
okay.
You guys play
that
this
is that
year?
is by far the easiest game they're gonna. I mean, like in terms
What
of
are you
like
talking
how easy
about?
it's
It's
going
in
to win.
Ohio State, Roman. It's not home.
It doesn't.
It's at Ohio State.
Doesn't matter if it's on the fucking moon.
Okay. So Roman, let's get into that. Let's get into that, Roman. So
No,
you're
but like,
Hey
look,
man,
look.
I have firsthand account. Hey, at least it won't be 2 degrees outside. I'll give them that.
Look. Out of the legitimate, because half of these games are bullshit, right? Sam Houston, San Jose State. I got us tickets for San Jose State, so we're gonna be there.
UTEP, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's ignore all of that. But really, out of all
Florida,
the decent
Oklahoma,
games,
Georgia, Arkansas.
Oklahoma is okay.
Yeah, Oklahoma is.
I'm not even going to entertain that. Really, it's just Georgia, and then we'll see how Georgia is. That's the only thing there, and Florida, right? Both away games, so that could be a challenge. Probably Florida will be the most challenging game on the season, but definitely not Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that game is completely mispriced, misunderstood.
So let's talk about that price. It is Ohio State -1.5 at home, defending national champions.
That's a joke.
You're saying it's a joke, Roman. So if you were Vegas, right? Let's pretend, put your Vegas hat on. What should the spread be?
Oh, the spread should definitely be -6.5 Texas, and then have every fucking idiot in the world bet on Ohio State and collect 90% of the tickets. That's what Texas should do if Texas had some balls. But
Okay.
I think not Texas. If Vegas has some balls, but first week, right? We know Vegas is softest, right? First 4 or 5 weeks of the season. The sharp spreads come out later. But this should be 6.5 and an easy cover on top of that afterwards.
So this is a real UN spread right here, right?
Yeah.
Look,
I don't think it's like a trap spread, Roman.
No.
So Frank,
But the point is, it's a trap spread on the other side, if anything, right? Because
Right.
why would you try to make people think that Ohio has any chance?
I think you're right, actually, Roman.
To play
My
Texas.
bad. It's Texas.
No.
Okay.
It's. I think it is the trap game, but it's a trap where Texas smashes them. Like people want to bet
Literally.
Ohio State at home.
Literally. I mean, like.
I know. I'm always wrong right there, and my mind just says -1.5. Like, it's definitely wrong.
But look, it's actually
You're right.
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
People are looking. People know a lot about Texas. People don't know a lot about Ohio State this year. People know that Ohio State won last year. People know Ohio State is a good team. People know that they're playing at Ohio State. Like all these completely stupid, back of the napkin, like dumb public money stats are telling people, oh yeah, no, it's good. Ohio State -1.5. Yeah, that makes sense. They might win by a touchdown. What people don't know is Ohio State had to rebuild their entire. I mean, we're talking about the entire front five, right? Like the whole thing's gone, right?
Yeah.
Who is at center? A fucking nobody, guys. Like not like a season transfer, not some kind of guy that showed up at some point last year. absolutely nobody, brand new, totally green, completely inexperienced player. You think he is going to come in front of his 5 guys who are right behind him, who have never played together in a real game, never done fucking anything, and what he's going to go out there and do? Play well, rise up to the pressure in the first game of the season? Look, at some point we have to look at the reality, right? We know what are the most, like the 5 most, 6 most important positions in football, right? That front is fundamental to the ability of the quarterback to execute plays, especially execute plays under pressure. That's a brand new front. It's a brand new quarterback. They're going to be doing fucking 10-yard, screen passes, all this check down shit all night. And I'm sorry. I mean, they're going to get completely run over by, Arch Manning, who, mind you, has played last year. Like, the guy played in big games, in big moments last year. This is not his first rodeo, right? He's definitely ready. And the reason why another very important reason why this is the easiest game is because this is the game for which you have the entire summer, your entire training camp, all this time to prep for. You don't have any, injuries, any other considerations about the season, your schedule, yada, yada, yada. All you have the entire time is this goddamn game.
I just want to add, Roman, that this is also the first game the public is going to watch. So I actually agree with you here. The public has not been corrupted by their devastating squareness yet. They're like, oh, I get to take the national champion at home.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you get to take national champion home. And again, people know that Texas, they have a new quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Right. But do they know that this guy is like basically, played like a third of last season, essentially, right? Do they know how well he played, right? It's like things they don't know. Do they know that Ohio State's team is gone? Like, there's none of the championship team exists. I mean, what happened to Michigan the year after they won a championship, right? I'm sorry, right? Yeah. Like, it's stupid, right? So this is going to be another one of those things, right? Like, where, you have to just really look at the team. There's no way. What if this game was like middle of the season? I mean, would anybody bet on a true, like, green, like, fresh ass, straight out of the mother's womb quarterback against a top national team in the SEC, right? Like they would not on prime time. Like, nobody would ever do that. They're only doing it because it's the first game of the year. It's just stupid.
Okay, so Josh, we're gonna cover the other 2 top 10 ranked games and then kind of close out the episode. So we'll have Clemson minus 4.5 versus LSU. Your thoughts there?
I will tell you, I think it's going to be LSU.
Okay.
I think they're gonna beat Clemson. Not because of anything Yeah, I think Vegas has it wrong there. I think they're just preying on those squares that see Clemson ranked high. That kind of feed into the preseason AP poll.
Okay. Frank, last kind of big marquee game, we have Miami plus 2.5 versus Notre Dame. What are your thoughts there, Frank?
You better go Catholic here, Frank.
Miami all day.
Convicts.
Miami all day.
Miami all day, dude. You guys don't know Frank. Miami all day. I already knew this.
Yeah, Miami always goes. I mean, it seems like week 1 spreads, like, all 3 of the underdogs are gonna just win the game outright, like the big games.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. I mean, that's probably what I would bet. All 3 money line. Like Miami money line, LSU money line, Texas money line.
All dogs go to heaven. I like it, Frank.
Do you have any alt spreads, maybe?
Texas,
yeah. That's what I mean. I served that one up. I was ready for that one. How alt would you go on that one?
I like Roman's 6.5 line. Like, you could probably get it for 300 plus 300 plus 350 or something.
Or maybe 5.5. Go 5.5.
5.5 could be good. avoiding Shrek.
In case you get something weird,
Yeah,
it is week one.
The 6.5 is not going to be in doubt. I mean, there's going to be at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so I
No
also
doubt.
wanted to call this out. Like when a FBS team is playing another FBS team, so like major Division One, and their spread is 37 and above, in the last 12 years.
Oh God,
those teams are 19-2 against the spread. So that means Georgia and Penn State this week. I'm not saying I'm going to bet them, but I'm just calling out that stat because all over the internet right now. We will release some more picks out to the pub via our Twitter, and probably can refire our spreadsheet from last year and start another contest. But just to close out some other picks I'm going to be betting. Bill Belichick's first game, UNC plus 3.5 on Monday night. I'm going to take UNC. Give me the square. Give me the Belichick.
Give me the girlfriend, dude.
Give me the girlfriend. And then we talked about it. Fucking Auburn can't even play on a Saturday. They're playing Friday. So I'm going to fade their ass. Give me Baylor plus 2.5. So a lot of underdogs from us.
You want some chalk?
Yeah, give me the chalk. Give us the chalk.
Good. I'll go with your stat. Take Boston College.
Boston College with it.
Yeah, playing Fordham. Minus 36.
Yeah,
that's
easy money.
That's silly.
Okay,
that's
Boston
silly. College. Take Boston College. That's great. Easy money there. Let me see what else is chalkish here. No way I'm touching Penn State minus 43. That is that is an absolute.
Maybe you take 1 Q there, 1 Q or 1/2 there.
Maybe a quarter. Maybe a quarter. Yeah.
No,
they didn't score a lot last year, dude.
No,
Penn State did not score a lot last year.
No, and they're not going to this year either.
There's a problem that this is not an evening game. That's slightly problematic. But I mean, Penn State they have nothing to look forward to as a school and just as a program than these games, right? And so they always load up their schedule with this bullshit. So maybe you're right. I mean, maybe they just keep running the score all the way up. But just think about just where you have to be to cover this,
Yeah, 56-0 basically.
56-0, kind of fading the back door.
56-7, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Nevada is probably ass again, but I think relative to BC, where they're just not even playing a real school, and they're just gonna smother them, and even their second, third stringer is gonna be out there trying to score, so that thing is gonna just keep running away.
Even though Fordham had a football team.
Right, I mean, they do, right? But
they don't. I don't know. I don't
Bronx.
think they have a field. Fordham is in the Bronx.
Fordham's in the Bronx. Yeah.
I don't think they can
smashed.
afford a field.
Dude, this is. We should have a new rubric chalk of the week. Chalk of the week.
How about dark chocolate?
Yeah, is the Boston College just guys don't do anything. Don't even sweat Texas. Ohio State just put everything on Boston College and don't worry
mortgage. Put the mortgage on.
Put the mortgage there. This
BC Fordham.
This is incredibly simple.
Was us out for the week. I think we're at the point where it's quitting time. Again, we're going to release more picks. And just want to welcome everybody back to college football. America is restored. Football is on TV starting today till February.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It was great being back with the three of you. We'll have our routine guests back on, I think, throughout the year. We'll have Andy back. We'll have Chase. Probably see some of the Florida guys pop on, and especially when the season gets going and the trash talking really starts picking up. But it's back, like Naveen said, and so are we. It's been really cool to be able to do this now. This is our third season going in, and I appreciate you guys being with us even after our extended break. But I'll tell you, those dog days of summers, it's like really, really hard to pull out some good content there. So that's kind of what we're going to do moving forward, I think, is breaking it up, the show into seasons with full blown coverage on football and basketball, and then giving all of us in our busy lives, because this is just what we like to do for fun. So a break during the summer, and then we'll pick it back up every year football season. But again, great time to be had, a lot of money to be had to win this weekend, especially that Fordham in bet all the money on that one. So
start the season right, guys.
Get paid. Get paid.
Big
That's what we
Boston
want you to do.
Big o'clock on the board.
Absolutely. So again, for Like Top Sports, I'm Josh. Been here with Frank, the Iceman, Naveen, and the Michigan Man. We'll see you next week. Have fun. Be safe on the 4-day weekend. And college football's back. We'll see y'all next week. Later, guys.
Go Vols.